Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Okay, I know. I was supposed to be talking there, but I'm discombobulated. I'm still celebrating the new year, though. I can see back here. Yeah, I had like 15 inches of snow over the last 2 days. In fact, this morning yesterday evening, I took the snowblower out, cleaned out the driveway. I've got a nice clean driveway, and I wake up this morning and there's about 4 inches of snow on the ground. I'm like, okay, that's how it's going to be. And I go into work, and then I get home today, and that's 4 inches turned into about 7 or 8 inches of snow. So I had to plow the driveway and all that stuff because, just in case, even if there's an emergency when I'm not here, Lady Boomer's got to be able to get out of the driveway. So that's part of the reason I'm late. It's snow day for the kids in the neighborhood, but our kids don't live in the neighborhood. I'm hoping that my lovely daughter and her baby girl, and they're just going to stay put at home today. I know that I have to do things that most people don't have to do today, so I don't have that luxury. But right now, I'm just going to hang out with you. And I'm a little bit late on. I have a bunch of articles for today. But I decided that I'm mostly only going to pick the weird ones, okay? And when I say weird, just things that normally if I read them too closely, they would just make my damn head explode. But some of them are not necessarily head exploding material, but it's kind of the kind of stuff that Gunfox might send me, And so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do today. Also, I am going to try very hard to remove the word from my repertoire. I watched my show from yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, you sound like an 8th grader trying to make up some shit for a speech. So I'm going to try not to do that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet, and welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel on this Wednesday, Hump Day, the 4th of January, 2023. Let's say hi to the chat, and we're going to get right into it because I don't have as much time as I normally do. So we're going to do that. So first over on Rumble today, first in the chat is our friend Avocado Stably, who gets the bell. Thank you, sir, for being here. Also, good morning, Mike Savage and Sully209. That's all the people on Rumble. Just remember, you should be following me both on YouTube and on Rumble and on Odyssey, because if the YouTube gods decide that I'm a bad boy and make me not do this over there anymore, you might have to watch it somewhere else. And I am on Rumble, and I'll start streaming on Odyssey if I don't have YouTube and Rumble. So we'll do our best. Also, good morning on YouTube. Over on YouTube, first in the chat is Simon Wolfwood gets the bell. Good morning, sir. Also, good morning, Avocado Stably, Tyrannus, Alexandrius, Tamarilich, Tyre Alexander, of course. HP Lovecraft's in the house. 10:30. Yeah, I know it's 10:30. I know I'm late. Also, Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house. Good morning. Also, Chicago Mike. Good morning, Maddie. Don Julio, Gulf City Biker, and Trash Man. I already said Mike Savage. Now what's here? Good damn morning. Quick question. Where are the names of the Congress people or political figures who have conservative balls of steel, like Elise Stefanik or Carrie Lake? Let's change it all up. Yeah, we'll get it. I do have something about that today because Mr. McCarthy's having a little trouble. Mr. McCarthy may want to take a break from Washington. I'm just saying. All right, we'll get to that. Also, good morning to Rotten Corpse and Septus Wolf and Attack Alpaca. Good morning, Chicago Mike. Did I say Chicago Mike? I did not. Yes, I did. Never mind. I said it twice. You're worth twice. Also, Jay Pylon's in the house. Dom DeMarco. Good morning, TC. What's up? And Lord Stanhope. So that's of you DI watchers in the house too, and infamous one. All right, there we go. I really hope he doesn't become speaker. I do too. I hope the mutiny by the Freedom Caucus brings us somebody else. But here's the problem. So the last time, what's his name? Kevin McCarthy. Last time Kevin McCarthy had this problem. Okay. Yeah, Trump backed him. Oh God. I know, but I don't think the Freedom Caucus is. I don't know that they're going to bend. Although they've kind of been trying to make some negotiations. But here's my point: the last time Kevin McCarthy was in one of these battles for the Speaker of the House, you know who we ended up with, right? Was this in what year was this? Was it in 2000? Was it 2005? 2006? I don't know what year. It was in the 2000s, earlier 2000s. And you know who we ended up with, right? Last time McCarthy had this little battle for wanting to be Speaker of the House and nobody wanted McCarthy to be Speaker of the House. Who can remember who we got? Yes, Avocados Diablo. We got Paul Ryan. So I'm just saying, here's the thing. I don't think that this mutiny by the Freedom Caucus is a bad thing at all. I think the Republicans need to shake it up and get somebody there who's not so worried about what the media thinks of them. Now I don't necessarily want Jim Jordan. That's who the guy with the poofy hair, the guy with the, what's his name? Nominated Matt Gaetz. That's who Matt Gaetz nominated. But I don't think it should be Jim Jordan. I think Jim Jordan's much more effective asking questions on committees, and the leader of the House, whatever the, what do you call him? Speaker of the House doesn't get to be on committees. I don't, but there are people who would be good. Perhaps an outsider even, but not Trump. No. We do not want Donald Trump being Speaker of the House. But I can't think who it might be. But someone who's just a little more Republican and not so worried about image. But here's the one thing I don't mind about this. The more they have this battle over who's going to be Speaker of the House, the less business they get done. And I'm more than fine with Congress not doing anything for the next 2-3 months. Why do they have to be there all the time? Why does our legislature, our national legislature, have to be there all the time? If the less new shit they pass, the happier I am. In fact, I've said this many, many, many times. I'd be happy if they had a whole couple of years where they did nothing but repeal bad laws. That's what they should be doing. It's just too, I don't want them to do it anymore. I don't want them to pass their bill. I don't want to pass their spending. I want them to just go home. But, it used to be the people in the Congress come to Washington for, part of the year, and then they'd go home for the rest of the year, right? They do their couple of laws here and there, and then they go home. But these people in Congress right now, I think they have the distinct idea that they're there to rule us and make stupid laws for every little thing that happens in their lives. No, let the local governments do that stuff. No, I'd rather have your local governments being responsive to the things you need locally, and the federal government to just I'm trying not to swear. Get the hell out of the way and stop passing stupid bills. And I'm including all the ceremonial shit they do. They do all these little special, we're going to give this person an award for this and yada, yada, yada. No, stop. Go home and just relax and just stop passing shit. Anyway. That's my 2 cents. So, as I mentioned, we're having Snowmageddon in Minnesota, and I just want to show you a couple pictures because this is something that I this morning. What the hell happened here? Why did my iCloud freak out? What the hell happened? Where's my? Why did this just sign me out? I'll be damned. Well, good. Okay, hang on. Here, let's fix that. How about keep me signed in? There we go. Today. Oh my gosh. See, I'm not used to this iPhone thing. I've only been an iPhone person for, I'm going to say 6-7 months. And so I'm still getting used to the quirks of the iPhone, of being iPhone world. But anyway, so I wanted to show you, this was my drive home today. Can I do full screen of this? I don't even know how to I wish I knew how to do this better. Anyway, here's part of my drive home today. You'll appreciate this because, oh wait, maybe you won't because you can't even see it. Just a second. There we go. There we go. Here's my this was the drive, well, part of the drive home. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. That's what I'm driving through today. Here, let's see if I can make this fit better. Whatever. And that's a stop sign, and this dummy decided to drive in front of me. Now I'm in a 4-wheel drive truck, and I could have just went around him, but he got through the snow pretty good. But anyway, so there's that. This is on the side of my yard. See this thing right here? Is my cursor working? See that thing right there? That is an untouched photo of all the snow that's been happening over the last couple of days in my yard, because for whatever reason, that particular spot catches extra snow. I suppose for my snowblower throwing it there too. But anyway, and that is a weather vane that we have, that we drilled into a stump. This is what it looks like in front of my house today. There's my neighbor's house. There's the snow in their car. And so this is what I was dealing with today. That's how much snow I had to plow today. It definitely snowmageddon. Looks like my neighbor plowed my other neighbor's yard a little bit. But yeah, so we are definitely having snowmageddon. Anyway, I'm sure you're excited to my family photos here. All right, shall we get into some news today? Show my front yard, Marty. Oh, you know what? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen your front yard. I'm curious though. Don't you guys, but don't you have people that come and do your stuff, or no? I don't know. Anyway. Said that word. There's that word I don't like to say anymore. You don't need to see my iCloud. I'm not going to do this. All right, let's get into some of the news today, because there's quite a bit. Some more Twitter files dropped last night. By the way, I know this is a shortened show. Also, remember too, every article and whatever that we do will be in a single link in the description below at the end of the show. I update that at the end of the show. All these articles that we go through today will be there if you want to use them for reference, or if you make videos or write blogs or whatever. I want to reference any of the articles that we go through today. They will be available in the description on both YouTube and on Rumble. All right. Let's start with something that came out of the Twitter drop last night. Now, there were 2 Twitter threads last night, 2 Twitter file drops. I'm not going to get into them. There's other people covering those better than I am. I just want to pick out one thing. And here's one of them that popped out last night that made me go, oh, gee, no one would have ever guessed this. The pencil-necked one, Mr. Adam Schiff, the Congressman of California, apparently asked Twitter to ban an investigative journalist, according to some of the documents they showed. Oh, thank you for being on the Rumble side, Jay Pylon. I appreciate you going over there too. Thank you. The Office of California Representative Adam Schiff, the pencil-necked one, asked Twitter to ban investigative journalist Paul Sperry, according to documents published Tuesday by veteran journalist Matt Taibbi. Schiff's office emailed Twitter analysis from the House Intelligence Committee related to, quote, alleged harassment from QAnon conspiracists. Now, let me just tell you who Paul Sperry is. Paul Sperry is a journalist who works for Investors Business Daily. It's not like he's, some blogger, the QAnon guy. He's just a guy who writes articles, and he happens to have kind of at least a more, what's a good word? Not a jaundiced eye, just a more critical eye of Democrats. And so Mr. Schiff, the pencil-necked one, decided that he was going to ask Twitter to ban him. So here it is. He emailed Twitter analysis from House Intelligence Committee related to alleged harassment from QAnon conspiracists against a Schiff staffer, according to an email tweeted by Taibbi as part of the latest Twitter files reporting. Schiff's office asked Twitter to remove all, listen to this. So this is a congressperson, a person in the House of Representatives, asking a private company to censor people. Now, I know some people don't like that terminology, but this is exactly what it is. Schiff's office asked Twitter to remove all content about his staff from the platform and suspend accounts, including Paul Sperry and author Greg Rubini. The company told Schiff's office, what? We don't do this, in response to removing the content about the staffers. According to Taibbi, Twitter promised Schiff's office they would review Rubini and Sperry's accounts, with Sperry being permanently suspended in August 2022. Now, he's an investigative reporter for both, for Real Clear Investigations and for Investor Business Daily, and a longtime media fellow at Stanford's Hoover Institution. This is not like some rando, crackpot QAnon guy, right? Now, the real reason Chairman Schiff lobbied to have me, this is Paul Sperry saying this, the real reason Chairman Schiff lobbied to have me banned from Twitter stemmed from the fact that he was angry that I outed his anonymous impeachment whistleblower. He lobbied to get me banned under the false pretense of promoting false QAnon conspiracies, which I have never done, and I challenged Schiff to produce evidence to back up his defamatory remarks to Twitter, Sperry told the Daily Caller. So anyway, so not only was the FBI trying to get people banned, and the CIA trying to get people banned, and the NSA getting people banned, but Congress people like Congressman Adam Schiff. Now, you think the federal agencies that are, putting pressure on Twitter, seems like there might be a plausible reason, even though they probably shouldn't be, because they're the government and they're telling a private company to, censor people. But especially a congressperson doing this, that is, I would just say that's amazing. That's amazing. I wish I had that clip. I don't have a. Do I have a that's amazing? I know I have. Oh, I don't. I do have here. Adam Schiff. Beta. Okay. I don't have the amazing. I should get an amazing from JLP. Anyway. All right, let's keep going, because I'm just going to touch on a little bit on each article. Did you know, by the way, this is, I did say this was Wacky Wednesday, didn't I? Did you know that exercise, like working out, whatever, exercise, has ties to white supremacy? According to Time Magazine. Now, I'm going to show you Time Magazine put out an article. I must have missed this. I don't know why I missed this. I think it's hilarious. Time Magazine stigmatizes exercise as white supremacists. Oh my gosh. Magazines and other major publications used to welcome the new year with challenges to readers to commit to be fit. Now they're trying to redefine fitness altogether, claiming that conventional health and beauty standards are outdated fixtures of white supremacy. Last week, days before an overweight nation rang in the new year, Time Magazine published a transcribed interview on, quote, the white supremacist origins of exercise. Hello, Black Hebrew Israelite, by the way.
That's right.
How did U.S. exercise trends go from reinforcing white supremacy to celebrating Richard Simmons? Times wrote. That evolution is explored in a new book by a historian of exercise, Natalia Melman Pritzella. Sounds like someone who'd have a bunch of Dalmatians. Anyway, author, or at least want to make Dalmatian coats, the author of the book, Fit Nation, The Gains and Pains of America's Exercise Obsession. January 2023. It's a new book coming out. The ensuing interview characterized health and wellness as an instrument of white nationalism. You know what? Look, I used to go to the gym. And work out, right? And I wasn't the only brother in the gym working out. There were lots of brothers in the gym working out. There were lots of white people. There were lots of brothers. There were a lot of Hispanic people. There were all kinds of people working out at the gym. I did not know that exercise was white supremacy. I did not know this. Someone should have told me, because I may have avoided the gym. But now I avoid the gym now, so maybe I figured out that exercise is oh my God, I don't believe this. So here it is. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. The ensuing interview characterized health and wellness as an instrument of white nationalism, according to Pritzella DeVille. I want to call her Pritzella DeVille, but that's the last name. Hello, Nomad.
Stop. Hammer time.
Pritzella, early fitness enthusiasts of the 20th century promoted exercise for the sake of growing the white race.
You're fucking a white male!
Quote, they said we should get rid of corsets. Corsets are an assault on women's form, and that women should be lifting weights and gaining strength. At first you feel like this is so progressive. Then you keep reading. They're saying white women should start building up their strength because we need more white babies. They're writing during an incredible amount of immigration soon after enslaved people have been emancipated. This is totally part of a white supremacy project. So that was a real holy crap moment as a historian, where deep archival research really reveals the contradictions of this moment. Pritzella went on to give credence to the pro-fat movement by admonishing common sense assumptions about overweight people in fitness spaces. Today, you see quite a few fat people in the fitness industry who are operating from a better perspective, which is that your body size does not necessarily dictate your fitness level. Pritzella says, we should not presume that because you are fat, that you are not fit or that you want to lose weight. Well, I just, oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep, for sponsoring the show. Jimmy Das Hotep, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you for dropping in a big 26. For dropping in a 26.69. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep, who says, I must be really racist if fitness goals are the sign. Yes, Jimmy Das Hotep has been on a major vision quest of losing weight, and he's doing an amazing job. Tell the people how much weight you lost, Jimmy Das Hotep. I've been if you follow Jimmy Das Hotep on Twitter, he's actually very motivating because he does a lot of he's been broadcasting his fitness quest and goals, and he's doing amazing. So more power to you, sir. All right. Anyway, so yeah, they've found a way to make exercise racist, and here's the picture they use. Here's the article itself. I'll put that in the chat too. So the white supremacist origin of exercise and 6 other surprising facts about the history of U.S. physical fitness. What are the other facts? So that was one of them. Did she put them in a list? Not really. But anyway, so anyway, now I think she does eventually go on to say that, you know, her big thing is that you can be fit at any size. Kind of like that. I don't know if y'all have seen that Gatorade commercial. I know some monkey was talking about that this morning, but I don't know. I'm going to be starting a fitness quest. 250 since the start. Damn. That's amazing, man. That's freaking amazing. Good for you, Jimmy Das Hotep. I have my own little goal this year. Once I get my hip replaced, I'm going to start exercising again, and my goal is to lose 80 by the end of the year. Get back down to my high school weight. That would be, well, actually that'd be less than my high school weight because I was 230 in high school. But I look really skinny at that weight. It's really weird. I'm a very tall, large human being, and so sometimes very large, tall human beings can carry more weight than the lesser people of the world. Yes. I'll just take a sip here. Anyway, all right, let's move on because like I said, it's Weird Wednesday. Apparently, okay, I don't know if you saw this. I saw this. We mentioned this article the other day. So there is a person. What state is this in? It's in Missouri. In Missouri, there was a person who was convicted of first-degree murder. They murdered their significant other, and went through and there's no doubt about who did the murder, and there was all kinds of, they went through a trial and all that stuff, and this person was sentenced to death, and now this person has decided that they are transgender. Okay. This person's, I'm going to just keep saying this person because I'm not even going to use pronouns in this, saying that this person is now a different gender. And so now is going to have the distinction of being the first transgender person to be executed in the United States of America. And there you go. This person is Miss America. Unless Missouri Governor Mike Parson grants clemency to Amber McLaughlin, 49, will become the first transgender woman executed in the U.S. She is scheduled to die by injection Tuesday for killing a former girlfriend in 2003. McLaughlin's attorney, Larry Comp, said there are no court appeals pending. The clemency request they did request clemency from the governor, though. The clemency request focused on several issues, including McLaughlin's traumatic childhood and mental health issues, mental health issues. Wow, go figure. Sorry about that. Let's see. Mental health issues which the jury never heard at her in her trial. Well, I don't think it was her trial at the time either. A foster parent rubbed feces in her face when she was a toddler, and her adoptive father used a stun gun on her. According to clemency petition, it says she suffers from depression and attempted suicide multiple times. The temptation right now is unbearable. You guys can say it, okay? The petition also includes reports citing diagnosis of gender dysphoria, blah, 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 all this other stuff, right? So the article I actually pulled out for this was this one, though, because they're making a martyr out of this person, and that's weird to me. This is a person who murdered someone in cold blood and was convicted, and there's no doubt who did the killing here, and so it's odd. So I thought I'd pull this article up because in Human Events they have kind of more of an analysis of it. That is probably better than what I can do. That execution happened yesterday? Okay, so became the first one. So, but it's interesting how they're making a martyr out of this person, and particularly just because of the transgender issue. The piece republished by the Washington Post, or the AP article published this week, lamented that unless Missouri Governor Mike Parsons granted clemency, I'm saying granted now because it's in the past, Amber McLaughlin, 49, will become the first transgender woman executed in the United States. The piece republished by the Washington Post, ABC News, and CBS News, and many more is referencing the case of Scott McLaughlin, a man who was convicted in 2006 of stalking, raping, and killing his former girlfriend, Beverly Gunther. In fact, McLaughlin only began transitioning 3 years ago. So he was convicted when he was a man in 2006. That's, what is that? Is that 16 years ago? 17 years ago? And only began transitioning 3 years ago. I wonder if that person thought that was going to basically end the ordeal of being executed. Anyway, it began transitioning while incarcerated with the help of another transgender inmate. The piece begins with an appeal to McLaughlin's plea for clemency rather than McLaughlin's undisputed heinous crime. I did notice that. So, that's the wrong article. This one. It doesn't talk about the crime. It makes the fact that, there's a transgender woman being executed. I'm sure that's racist too. So that happened. Yeah, it did happen yesterday. McLaughlin's culpability in Miss Gunther's murder has never been in question, Parsons said in a statement. McLaughlin's conviction and sentence remains after multiple thorough examinations of Missouri law. McLaughlin stalked, raped, and murdered Miss Gunther. McLaughlin is a violent criminal. Miss Gunther's family and loved ones deserve peace. The state of Missouri will carry out McLaughlin's sentence according to the court's order and deliver justice, which apparently happened yesterday. But the focus that the AP puts on it, transgender woman's scheduled execution would be a U.S. first. And it's funny because the way that some of the other outlets wrote the headline, it almost made it sound like this person was being executed because they were transgender, because they didn't really talk about the crime until later in the story. So it's just a weird story, and it fits in for Wacky Wednesday. All right. Here's a good one. So apparently there are some eugenics experts, which is just a weird thing to even talk about, who advise having sex with short people. Now, I've avoided that in most of my life, and my wife is quite tall, so I guess I'm not doing my thing to save the world. Eugenics, the science of making things better by killing almost everyone, is making a big comeback. But if you won't die, the New York Times at least wants us to breed nothing but short people. That's the big crazy on today's insanity wrap, an entire week's worth of lefty nuttiness wrapped up in one easy-to-swallow medicated news capsule. So, oh my God, what is this? Oh, is this all weird stories? Plus, Grandpa is in the garden growing flowers, literally. It lives a TikTok video you can't watch all the way through. Woke AI is coming. Okay, before we get to today's big story, here's a short video to make you lose whatever little faith you might still have in humanity. Okay, we're gonna go through this whole thing because I was just gonna go to the eugenics part, but just in case, you're gonna hear it without seeing it, because I don't know if this is allowed on YouTube. Let's find out.
My friend, I know that you mean well, but I need to let you know that this is not true. First things first, paganism is not one religion, and pagans have many...
Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Let me just see something. Okay, hang on. Isn't this special? Okay, we are gonna... Let's see if I can get this to go full screen. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. All right, we're going to watch this. This is, it's Wacky Wednesday. We got to watch this. Okay, hang on. All right, this is, I don't know. This is just something that lives a TikTok about. And this is just in that whole vein of using alternate pronouns and whatnot. So here we go.
Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Wait, hi.
But I need to let you know that this is not true.
Wait a minute. Here's what he's saying is not true if you can't read that fast. It says, hey, just something you should know. I've heard they self pronouns are offensive to paganists. Well, I'm sure glad that this person is setting the record straight, because I really wouldn't want to be offensive to paganists. Wait, please don't troll or harass this person. I genuinely believe they mean well. Oh, that's a note from Libs of TikTok. Anyway, here we go.
First things first.
Okay.
Paganism is not one religion, and pagans have many varied beliefs.
Okay, good.
Now, I'm something of a pagan myself, and I can personally assure you that...
Oh, he kind of does look like Willem Dafoe, doesn't he? I'm sorry, I don't know if I should be saying he or not, but to me, I'm going to do what you should be able to understand. Okay.
Fae pronouns are not offensive to
pronouns
me. And if they're offensive to you...
Why would fae and fae self be offensive to paganists anyway? Anyway, let's let this person explain.
It doesn't really matter to me because they remain my pronouns.
Oh.
And now for the part of the program where I issue corrections. Because this is very interesting. I don't know why you chose fae self pronouns or to use the word paganists when pagans would work just fine. I get the distinct feeling that you've never Googled this to confirm it. Which...
Guess what? He's 100% accurate there. I have never Googled this. Oh my God.
That I highly, highly advise you do before you repeat stuff in the future.
Okay, so that was... I don't know why. Guess what? You're going to be able to find that one. Okay, let's talk about the eugenics guy here, though. Oh, Lord. Oh, and he puts out Randy Newman. Have you ever heard the song Short People? I mean, some people might not be old enough for that, but it's Randy Newman saying, short people got no reason. Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason to live. They got little hands and little eyes. They walking around telling great big lies. Anyway, it's a funny song, and you can watch it yourself. I won't. I might even get a content strike for just singing it, but who knows? Anyway, I had no idea, but I suppose I'm game. Well, no, I'm too tall for this shit. I'm just going to read the article as it's written, though. The New York Times published a piece on Monday by gross anatomy author and confessed short person Mara Altman, who writes that short is better and it is the future. I enjoy being vertically gifted. Thank you. And so do my children. But anyway, as a man of currently average height, 5'10", I look forward to someday to towering over the rest of you puny humans. Well, I'm 6'4", and I already do for many of you, but it's funny. There's a lot of tall people in Minnesota. I don't know why. Anyway, there was actually a really bad movie about that called Downsizing. Despite Alexander Payne's directing, stars like Matt Damon and Kristen Wiig, and a theme of mutilating yourself to save the planet, even critics hated it. Altman should have visited Rotten Tomatoes before repeating Payne and Company's mistakes. So here it is. The short are also inherent conservationists, which is more crucial than ever in this world of 8 billion people with a B. Thomas Samaras, who has been studying height for 40 years and is known in small circles as the godfather of shrinkthink, a widely known philosophy that considers small superior, calculated that if we kept our proportions to the same, but were just 10% shorter in America alone, we would save 87 million tons of food per year, not to mention trillions of gallons of water and quadrillions of BTUs of energy and millions of tons of trash. Okay, now there's a problem here. Because I've seen many vertically challenged people who are not width challenged, as in WIDTH, width. How wide? I've seen some pretty fat short people that probably weigh twice as much as me, and that they're still short. So that doesn't mean anything. Just because you're short doesn't mean you're a conservationist. And some tall people are very skinny, and they don't eat a whole lot either. But anyway, short people just don't save resources, Altman writes, but as resources become scarcer because of the Earth's growing populations and global warming, they may also be best suited for long-term survival. Well, unless you can't reach the apples in the tree. Or you have to climb the tree instead of just pick one off the tree. And if you have to climb the tree and then you fall out of the tree, then you're not going to be doing very well because you'll break some shit. Anyway. But of course, resources have not become scarcer, but whatever. The last person to put real money on on that happening was chronic doomsdayer Paul Ehrlich. We talked about him yesterday. He's the eugenics nag who, after getting literally everything wrong about hunger, scarcity, and population in the 60s and 70s, made a famous wager with business professor Julian Simon over commodities running out. Ehrlich lost again, despite a track record of never having been anything other than 180 degrees away from correct. Ehrlich was spewing gems like this for 60 Minutes. Scott Pelley, who just nodded along. The next few decades will be the end of the kind of civilization we're used to. Doesn't shrieking "we're all going to die any day now," and this time I mean it, eugenics for more than 50 years ever get boring? Anyway, yeah. See, is this sissy? Oh no, Jane Goodall says global issues wouldn't be a problem if human population was 94% smaller. Oh, good God. Oh, if 94% of us die. It was at the World Economic Forum, naturally, where Goodall called on 94% of us to die. Wow. Wow. Being tall is a human right. Yes, it is, Renee Mayette. You are absolutely correct. Also, good morning, Kay. I see you in Asia Research Directorate. And I think I got everybody. Oh, and Select the Boys here. Select the Boys here. What the hell?
Yeah,
there we go.
Boy.
Anyway, all right. So, oh, and then there's another video here that will restore your faith and everything. Well, I'll let you all watch this yourself. But anyway, yeah. I'm just guessing. I'm just spitballing here that this particular eugenics expert who says you should sleep with short people to save the planet probably just ain't getting any. That's, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's probably just not getting any. Okay, moving on. I did say I would mention this Speaker of the House thing, and this says second ballot. They've already been through 3 ballots of the Speaker of the House. What happens when they vote for the Speaker of the House is the Democrats and Republicans nominate their nominees for the Speaker of the House, and if no one gets a majority, then they vote again. Well, there's a handful of Republicans who are not happy with Mr. Kevin McCarthy, and they're saying, no, we do not want him to be the speaker, so we're going to nominate somebody else, we're going to vote for somebody else, and nobody's going to get a majority. So right now, all the Democrats are voting for Hakeem Jeffries because he's their leader, and the Republicans have been splitting the vote, so nobody's getting 50% on this House Speaker vote. Well, for the first time in 100 years, there was a second ballot, and there was a third ballot. The House of Representatives will hold a second, this is yesterday, but they ended up holding a third ballot. The House of Representatives will hold a second ballot and a third for the speakership for the first time since 1923 was the last time this happened, as Republican leader Kevin McCarthy of California failed to garner the support of the lower chamber's majority. 10 Republicans voted for Arizona Representative Andy Biggs on the first ballot, and 9 voted for non-nominated candidates, dealing McCarthy a potentially insurmountable margin as he attempts to ascend to the gavel. The Californians needs 218 votes to be named speaker, meaning he must flip 15 members on the subsequent ballots. McCarthy previously garnered 188 votes in a November conference meeting. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries received 212 Democrats votes. So here's the thing. So the Democrats aren't budging, right? And McCarthy, who, you know, he's Republican, he's kind of squishy, right? And he's a lot more concerned about what the cameras, what the people who bring cameras into the place, the media. He's more worried about what the media thinks and trying to get along and being, I'm bipartisan this and that, bipartisan that. And some of the people who are Republicans are like, no, we want you to be a Republican. We want you to be a little more forceful on the things that Republicans want. And he's like, whatever. And so they're taking a leap of non-faith and not voting for him. So, it's going to be interesting to see if, I thought they had 4 attempts last count. No, it was 3, I think. At least, unless they did one late last night after I went to bed, but I know they had done 3 so far. So anyway, it's going to be interesting if now, the main people doing this, Matt Gaetz and Chip Roy and a couple others, I can't remember who else is. And in fact, by the way, like the second ballot, Matt Gaetz nominated Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan doesn't want to be the Speaker of the House. And I don't want Jim Jordan to be Speaker of the House. Jim Jordan's most effective on committees. I already said that. But it's going to be interesting to see if anyone if McCarthy just abandons this, or if they just keep doing this, or if they come on a compromise and find a Republican that people want to be Speaker of the House. But Matt Gaetz here's an article on why Matt Gaetz doesn't want him to be Speaker. McCarthy refused on term limits, balanced budget, and border plan, explaining why he and several other House conservatives are not voting for Representative Kevin McCarthy to be the new Speaker of the House. Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida said that McCarthy had refused to accept some of the issues that conservatives wanted to address in the new Congress, such as term limits, a balanced budget, and a real plan to secure the United States-Mexico border. Gaetz also revealing that some incoming committee chairmen threatened to remove him and other conservatives from the committee if they did not fall in line and vote for McCarthy. Those of us who will not be voting for Kevin McCarthy today take no joy in the discomfort that this moment has brought. But if you want to drain the swamp, you cannot put the biggest alligator in charge of the exercise, said Gaetz. I am a Florida man and I know of what I speak. Speaking at the Capitol, Gaetz was flanked by other opponents of McCarthy, including Representative Scott Perry of Pennsylvania and Lauren Boebert of Colorado. We offered McCarthy terms last evening that he rejected, said Gaetz. We sought a vote in a first quarter of the 118th Congress on term limits. He refused. We wanted a budget from the Republican Study Committee that balances on the floor in the first quarter. He refused. We wanted the border plan that the Texas delegation put together on the floor. He refused. And it's true that we struggle with trust with Mr. McCarthy because time and time again, his viewpoints, his positions, they shift like sands underneath you. Even Kevin McCarthy's own mentor recently said that the lies always change, and Mr. McCarthy is not only responsive to pressure from the right, time and again he has failed to achieve the goals that we seek on spending and on the fight. And he said some more, but so that's what's going on. That's what's going on. They're not budging. And what's interesting though, here's a thought. If McCarthy, no, what was I saying? There's an article. I saw an article this morning. I didn't pull it up, but if Democrats would really wanted to ingratiate themselves to McCarthy, some of them would peel off and vote for him. But right now, the Democrats are very, very strongly staying in line, like they're doing as they're told. And it's interesting how they are lockstep with each other, where the Republicans are saying, hey, no, let's have a fight. And, in the media it plays out like, oh, the Republicans are in disarray, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? This is healthy to me. This I think it's more healthy that they're actually arguing with each other and trying to hammer out things of what they want to be, because they certainly have no rudder right now as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what the Republicans want to do. And so at least this gives them a time to argue of what they want to do, what they want to be as a party, rather than just be in lockstep for the woke agenda of the Democrats. So I have no problem with this little fighting back and forth. And also, the longer they have this fight, the less time they have to write legislation. And I think they write too much legislation. I think they should repeal legislation, like I said, for at least a year, maybe two. Nothing but repeal legislation. That's what they should do, because there's too many stupid laws out there. All right. How much time do I have? Oh, I'm almost on time. Well, I'm going to keep going because I'm going to finish this. It's Wacky Wednesday. In the Las Vegas school district, this is an interesting story. A Las Vegas parent has suing the school district after her daughter was allegedly given a pornographic assignment. This is from the Daily Caller. And with the beginning of this fucking dick, apparently, two Las Vegas parents sued a school district after their daughter was allegedly required to complete a, quote, pornographic assignment, end quote. Condra and Terrell Evans filed a lawsuit against Clark County School District, alleging that their 15-year-old daughter was given an assignment and told to read a monologue in front of her classmates that contained explicit, obscene, and sexually violent material. The parents alleged that the educators of the district took part in unlawful grooming and abuse of a minor involving pornographic material. The teacher helped the other student edit the obscenely violent pornographic monologue, knowing that it would be provided to another student to read, memorize, and perform in front of the class. Wait a minute. Perform? No. Hello, Aaron Meredith. The lawsuit said, according to the lawsuit, in April, Condra Evans allegedly met with school administration after learning about the assignment where educators, quote, defended the obscene monologue and then blamed the student for reading it, stating that she could have said no, but didn't. Oh, really? Your teacher tells you to go up and read something in front of the class and you can just say no? Come on. Anyway, the CCSD school board, meeting, Evans read the excerpt her daughter was told to memorize for class, according to reports. Quote, "I don't love you. It's not you. It's just that I don't like dick or any dick in that case," Evans read, according to Class News. "I tried to look at it from a different perspective, but the truth is I'm a fucking lesbian," the monologue continued. Class, why are they reading this in class? "I'll never love you or any man or any fucking dick. I hope you find a nice straight girl because that's not me. I'm tired of pretending that it is." Okay, what happened? What the fuck? What book are they reading this out of and why? Okay, apparently they have they have the entire complaint here. Okay, they have a listed in the article. Now, following the May school board meeting, the school district announced it was investigating the incident, but it's unclear if the investigation concluded, according to Fox 5. The Clark County District is investigating the circumstances surrounding a class assignment consisting of a student-generated writing exercise that produced content not conducive to student instruction. What's the point? I know it's not pornographic, but still, why are we reading that in class? I don't know. Is that it's really a long way from Othello and I don't know, whatever other literature you might read in high school. How weird. Again, it's all about, here's the thing that bugs me about it. Not that it has said those words or whatever, but it's just another case where trying to normalize certain things or to encourage that to be something that's part of your curriculum, talking about people's sexual behavior. And I don't know why they feel a need to do that. That's, I guess, my point here. Moving on, the Virginia Attorney General sets his sights on another woke school district after magnet school turns away from merit. Okay, this is interesting. This is Virginia's Republican governor and attorney general are scrutinizing another liberal school district in the D.C. suburbs following a special grand jury convened by the pair that indicted two London County school officials, for Governor Glenn Youngkin and Attorney General Jason Mayares, have turned their sights to Fairfax County, one of the nation's largest school districts, after its magnet high school, once the top ranked in the nation, allegedly withheld academic rewards. They withheld academic awards from students following a commitment to, quote, equity. What do you do when you hear the word equity? Run. Instead of achievements. I am stunned by news reports alleging that information about National Merit Awards, as determined by the student PSAT scores, was withheld from students at Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology until after important deadlines for college scholarships had passed. Oh, they didn't give their National Merit Awards? What the hell? Not that, college is not the be-all, end-all anymore. But anyway, I believe this failure may have caused material harm to those students and their parents, and that this failure may have violated the Virginia Human Rights Act. He wrote, "Parents matter, students matter. We all know that achievement matters," Youngkin wrote. Hours later, Mayares, who has the authority to investigate violations of the act, announced a press conference to address Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology near the school. Being a National Merit Scholarship commended student means that a youngster is in the top 3% of high schoolers in the nation in academic achievement. In the past, schools have been quick to heap praise on such students, but Principal Ann Bonatabidus, or Bus, Smith, and Bonatatibus. I don't know if that's Lithuanian or Armenian, but anyway, did not tell students of their award until the college admissions window had already passed, potentially depriving magnet school students the chance of parlay their grueling academic work into admissions at prestigious schools and saving their parents thousands of dollars by receiving academic scholarships, according to reporting by journalist Azra Nomani, who broke the story. So what they did, these kids took the PSATs, and some earned designations from the National Merit Program, either National Merit Scholarships or National Merit Commended Students or whatever. I was a National Merit Commended Student way back in the day, but didn't tell them until the college admissions window was too far gone. And you know what? Putting that on your college application, it has some what's the word? Has some clout, as far as things with college admissions. So I think that's pretty messed up that they didn't do that. So anyway, the Attorney General of Virginia is investigating. Good. I hope the parents sue the school district or sue the school, whatever. It's the whole district, whatever. Maybe they can, because look, you get that National Merit Commended student, that has some weight in as far as scholarship opportunities and whatnot. I think that's just terrible. It's terrible. Let's see. A new story on Wacky Wednesday. FTX founder, that guy Sam Bankman-Fried, or he should be fried. Well, apparently he is asking the judge to keep the people paying his bail secret. Remember, he had a $250 million bail, and somebody basically paid the bond on that bail, so at least 6% on a $250 million bail. Disgraced FTX founder and Democrat superdonor Sam Bankman-Fried, who is set to plead not guilty in a New York court on Tuesday, has reportedly asked the judge to keep his bail guarantors a secret. I said that way. I was thinking Charles Barkley. Guarantors, a secret. SBF's lawyer argued that there is no need for public disclosure of who's paying to keep the crypto kingpin accused of fraud out of jail. Bankman-Fried's, fuck it, I'd tell him to fuck off. We're going to let the whole world know who did this. Because why is he out? Who's paying? Oh, the DNC paid his bail. That's funny. It's possible. You know what? Damn, DI. It could be some big Democrat so-and-so. Bankman-Fried's lawyer argued that there's no need for public disclosure of the identities of the two people who will help secure the disgraced FTX founder's bail in order to protect them from potential scrutiny and harassment, according to a report by Bloomberg. The lawyers filed a letter asking the judge to keep the names confidential. On Tuesday, Bankman-Fried's bail package is $250 million. If the two remaining sureties are publicly identified, they will likely be subjected to probing media scrutiny and potential target of harassment, despite having no substantive connection to the case. Well, you know what I say to that? That's just too damn bad. That's too bad. These guys stole billions, not millions, billions with a B. Good Lord. I don't know. Annie Maxey and, oh, Jesus. I'm on my hairy ass. Oh, no. I can't remember who that is. Someone called him that the other day. Anyway. You know what? There's a person in Congress who used racist slurs and is in really, really big trouble with the media. Really big trouble. And you wonder why a person in Congress would use racist slurs, but the media is just ripping them apart just to shreds. Oh, wait, no, they're not, because it's a Democrat! Democratic Congresswoman used racist slurs against staff, and the mainstream media couldn't care less. On Friday, a former employee of Representative Katie Porter went public with charges that Porter has made racist comments to her staff and ridiculed others for reporting sexual harassment, according to Fox News Digital. However, none of the big three networks, NBC, ABC, and CBS, covered the story of Porter's racism or the hostile working environment her office in the days since. Oh, that's a shocker. Instead of reporting on Porter's apparent racial slurs and other inappropriate comments against her staff, on Monday evening, the three nightly newscasts of ABC World News Tonight, CBS Evening News, and NBC Nightly News covered a scaffolding collapse in Charlotte, North Carolina, that's ABC and NBC, and actor Jeremy Renner's injury in a snowplow accident, CBS, according to Newsbusters. It seems that those stories were more important than a Democrat using racial slurs. What? That's racist! Because narrative. Of course, you know what? Because Democrats are allowed to use racial slurs. They can say whatever the hell they want. Let's see, vibe check. Katie Porter fires staffer after both test positive for COVID. Full text from the Congresswoman's firing the staffer via text shared with permission from the staffer. Okay, I don't know. What's the racist slur? I'm curious, though. I'm just curious. What was the racist slur that Katie Porter used? Gee, I wonder why the media isn't interested. If a Republican had been accused of making racist statements, it would have received endless media coverage until he or she resigned. The mainstream media always protect Democrats, and therefore it's up to us to make sure that you know the facts the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. Well, I'd love to know what the racist slurs were, but anyway, it's a Democrat, so it doesn't matter, right? Nobody cares if Democrats use racist slurs. They can use them all the time because usually they're doing it for a very good and noble reason. So there you go. All right, let's go through. Oh, I did have this article about Democrats throwing away a chance to have Kevin McCarthy. Yeah, see, on that Kevin McCarthy thing, we're not going to read it, but on that Kevin McCarthy thing, if just a few Democrats broke off and voted for McCarthy and made him Speaker of the House just to end the stalemate, don't you think he would be just in their most high graces, And then he could be even more bipartisan. Yes, that's what we need, a more bipartisan Kevin McCarthy. All right, moving on. So we learned Pope Benedict passed away, the Pope Emeritus or whatever, and apparently the President of the United States will not be attending his funeral. Now, interesting line about that. Biden will not attend the funeral of Pope Benedict, quote, in line with wishes from the Vatican. That's a weird statement. President Joe Biden will not be attending a funeral of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI per the wishes of the late Pope and the Vatican, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said on Tuesday. The U.S. will send, Ambassador of the Holy See, Joe Donnelly, in line, quote, in line with the wishes of the Pope, the late Pope, and the Vatican. This is what their requests were. This is what their wishes were. Jean-Pierre said, here she is. Listen, here's the question and answer.
As the president said in his statement, as I'm sure you saw, he joins Catholics and so many others around the world in mourning the passing of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. He will always remember the Pope's generosity and meaningful conversation they had when he visited the Vatican in 2011. So to answer your question, the U.S. Ambassador to the Holy See, Joe Donnelly, will represent the United States at the funeral of the Pope in line with the wishes of the late Pope and the Vatican. This is what their requests were. This is what their wishes were.
Their requests. So they request that Joe Biden not attend the funeral. No. Okay, they don't want to smell presidential boo-boos again. Yeah, that, because the last time there was a rumor that Biden shit his pants, right? That's why we call him President Sponge Brain Shit Pants. But the idea, too, that, wait a minute. Could it be because he's not a good Catholic? They don't want him to attend the funeral. And again, I know someone said they didn't care about the Pope dying, but the Pope is a head of state. It's a former head of state now because the Vatican is considered its own state, right? As an own country. So it's a head of state. And a lot of times, heads of state go and attend heads of state's funerals. But they don't want Joe Biden there, as per request by the Vatican. That's just weird to me. I'm wondering if she said that wrong, or did they actually make a request that Joe Biden not attend? Just curious. All right, let's get these last couple done here, and I got to get the heck out of Dodge. We already did that one. Where's we did? What's that? Okay. Oh, I did Bankman-Fried, McCarthy. Oh. Now, this is just a headline. I'm not going to read this story, but, did you know that since 2017, puberty blocker prescriptions for American children have doubled? And hopefully they will drop by 90% in the coming years. The number of American children being treated for gender dysphoria has risen sharply in recent years, with prescriptions for puberty blockers doubling between 2017 and 2021, according to the Daily Mail. The data comes from health insurance reports, meaning actual numbers are likely to be much higher due to the number of patients paying out of pocket for the experimental and harmful treatment. Yeah, that's just the insurance reporting. I'm going to guess that a large majority of these are not covered by insurance necessarily, and a lot of people are paying out of pockets for this. This is not a good thing. I just, again, it's weird, Wacky Wednesday, and that's a pretty wacky stat to me. It's probably tripled, I'm guessing, maybe quadrupled. Just so, because that's just again, insurance reporting. Okay, I'm going to finish with this one because this is another story about racism, and we must end racism in America. I mean, it's just rampant, these white supremacists and these terrible people that are the greatest threat to American democracy. Oh, wrong one. Hang on. What the hell did I do there? It should be democracy. I'm gonna skip the headline. I don't even want. The punchline is gonna come in a little bit later. Here's the story. An interesting and growing trend is that when leftists live in a comfortable and easy life, they have to create things for outrage. I believe this is the root of most Karen culture. People who don't really have a reason to complain do. You can see it accentuated the most at Starbucks, where 1 out of at least every dozen visits, one will observe someone who could easily be described as a Karen freaking out about her drink or his or her drink order. This common example of someone whining about a drink order, something easily correctable that has no effect on society as a whole, is on par with something else I've noticed recently. People outraged by the treatment of a fictional character. Over the past few weeks, I've seen a growing outrage over the cultural appropriation of which, wait for it, the blue characters in Avatar are apparently guilty. You be gay. That's a person's name. You be gay. You be gay. The co-chairman of the Indigenous Pride LA tweeted, quote, "Do not watch Avatar, The Way of the Water. join natives and other indigenous groups around the world in boycotting this horrible and racist film. Before locking her account, she added, quote, "Our cultures were appropriated in a harmful manner to satisfy some white man's savior complex. No more blueface. Lakota people are powerful." That's right. Blueface is a thing now. I could possibly see why someone would be offended if a white person were portraying a minority in a goofy way on film, but this doesn't even come close to it. Blue animated characters under attack and having to fight off goofy bad guys isn't quite the same as a minstrel show unless you're specifically looking to draw conclusions and be offended. First of all, who determines what culture the blue animated characters are supposed to be emulating? Similar to when monkeypox was deemed to be a racist term by some on the left, why did no one stop and ask why those leftists personally concluded that the term was racist when no one else did? To make the obvious, if crude comparison, it's he who smelt it, dealt it type scenario. If you're the first person to claim something insane is racist, perhaps you yourself are the racist. Neither my logical multicultural pals nor I found Avatar or the term monkeypox to be racist. We didn't equate either thing with race to begin with. This goes on, but I just think it's funny that there's people out there saying that blueface is racist. Blueface. And on that note, oh, Ken Lee, how you doing? On that note, guys, I gotta go. Gotta go trudge out into the snow a little more for a little while, and then I'll be back. But I'll be back here tomorrow at the same bat time, same bat channel, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central for the Morning Night Live. Now, before you click anything, don't click yet. Don't click. There's only 18 people here. Anyway, don't click yet. There's 18 people here, right? And there's only 9 likes. Hit the like button. Now, there are more people over on Rumble. Could be. But the Rumbles don't add up right away. But anyway, whether you're watching on Rumble or YouTube, please hit the like button, the plusy sign on Rumble, the thumbs up on Rumble, the whatever they call it on YouTube, and share the stream. Share the stream after the show. Share tomorrow's stream. Why don't you see it posted? Now, obviously, I didn't post it on time this morning for you to do it before the show, but sometimes you can do it before the show. I might put that up early. It might put it up at the same time I did today. I don't know, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's still snowing here. I might be under another foot of snow tomorrow, but I'm going to be here. Same bad time, bad channel, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Also, put a comment in the comment section if you're watching a replay. Tell me what you think about Blueface. I want to hear about Blueface in the comment section. In fact, even if you're watching live, I want you to come back to this channel and either one, wherever you're watching, and put a comment about Blueface in the chat. Finally, if you want to, and if you're able, like some that do, like Jimmy Das Hotep, the main sponsor of the show today, you can sponsor this show with your green colored paper donations at pdognight.live, 24 hours a day, YouTube Super Chats, Venmo, Cash App. We've got some people not working in this house right now, so every little dime helps. So thank you for being here today, people. I must leave. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay out of the snow if you can. If you can't, well, be careful, drive safely, and all that stuff. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thanks for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P. Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.